Willkommen zu AUTSAID, dem AUTSAID Podcast. Mein Name ist Paul Voss. Ja, die ersten Rennen liegen hinter mir. Ich habe ja jetzt meine Saison angefangen in Sandoval vor gut 1,5 Wochen mit dem 2-tägigen Etappenrennen. War auf jeden Fall ein sehr, sehr sportlicher Einstieg in die Saison, muss ich sagen. Also in Girona hat es die letzten Wochen und Monate extrem viel geregnet, was man dem Boden da und der Umgebung angesehen hat, und demzufolge hatten wir viele Flussdurchfahrten, die dann doch sehr tief waren, so zum Teil hüfthoch und über Hüfte. Also da gibt es auch spektakuläre Bilder von dem Rennen, wenn man mal so ein bisschen in Social Media rumscrollt. Genau, dazu war die Competition, also die Fahrer und Fahrerinnen, das Feld war einfach top besetzt. Also bei uns im Männerbereich war echt eigentlich alles da, was Rang und Namen hat. Nicht nur im europäischen Gravelsport, sondern auch international. Und demzufolge war das halt echt ein hartes Radrennen. Und gerade die zweite Etappe fand ich schon brutal, wo Matt Würtz uns einfach, es hat sich angefühlt, als wenn er uns auf eine Trainingsausfahrt mitgenommen hat und man so ein Zugticket ziehen musste. Wenn keins gezogen hat, durfte nicht mitfahren. Der ist zum Teil so schnell gefahren, dass er einfach aus dem Windschatten abgefallen ist. Also da war ich schon echt sehr beeindruckt. Ich habe auf jeden Fall gemerkt, dass ich im Vorfeld noch nicht so viele Intensitäten trainiert habe, sondern halt vor allem Volumen und die unteren Bereiche eher abgedeckt habe. Und ich bin aber gut rausgekommen aus der Rundfahrt, nicht krank geworden, was das Wichtigste war. Bin dann noch die Woche über in Girona geblieben und von da aus dann weiter Richtung Castellón gefahren für mein erstes UCI-Rennen des Jahres, was ich quasi am Samstag absolviert habe. Konnte der Fünfter werden auf einem extrem schweren Kurs, war ein bisschen über 90 Kilometer und ich glaube 2.500 Höhenmeter. Roma Bardet gewinnt das Rennen vor Mads Würtz Schmidt und Matthijs Lohmann. Ich bin eigentlich mega zufrieden mit dem Ausgang, weil die Daten sahen gut aus, also die Nummern, die ich irgendwie getreten habe, die Performance an sich war auch gut. Ich merke natürlich immer noch, dass ich in den Spitzen gewisse Probleme habe, dann zu folgen, wenn es ernst wird. Aber nichtsdestotrotz bin ich mehr als zufrieden mit dem, wie ich da unterwegs war. Und ich freue mich jetzt auf die nächsten Trainingswochen. Ab nächster Woche heißt es dann auch wieder, dass ich in den nächsten Heat-Training-Block reinstarte. Ja, Heat-Training ist der neueste Scheiß seit einer Weile und wir haben jetzt einige Sportlerinnen verfolgt, die machen das ja mittlerweile extrem regelmäßig. Ich habe jetzt schon mal 2 Wochen Block hinter mir und dann ab nächster Woche geht es dann wieder in einen längeren Block, um da noch mal ein bisschen was rauszuholen. Dann fange ich auch an, höhere Intensitäten zu trainieren, um mich dann noch mehr auf die nächsten Rennen vorzubereiten. Momentan ist ja bei mir auch geplant, dass ich Traka 200 fahre, quasi auf lange Sicht. Ich überlege aber die ganze Zeit, ob ich auf die längere Distanz wechsle, also auf die 360er, die nur 335 Kilometer lang ist. Aber das wird sich noch in den nächsten Wochen entscheiden, was ich dann letztendlich mache, womit ich mich am wohlsten fühle. Mein Trainer sagt auf jeden Fall, er sieht es eher 50-50, deswegen mal gespannt, wie da meine Entscheidung ausfallen wird. Es gibt übrigens auch ein neues YouTube-Video zu Sandoval. In den letzten Jahren habe ich ja immer einen Vlog gemacht und den gleichen Stil haben wir weiterverfolgt. Der Kadir war wieder mit unterwegs, hat mich bei den 2 Tagen da begleitet. Das Video findet ihr auf dem AUTSAID YouTube-Kanal. Den Link findet ihr unten in den Shownotes. Und das Engagement ist echt schön. Es freut mich sehr. Ich freue mich sehr über die ganzen lieben Kommentare. Wenn ihr wollt, schaut es euch gerne mal an. Was natürlich immer hilft, ist, wenn ihr irgendwie den Like-Button drückt, irgendwie kommentiert, es vielleicht auch weiter teilt, damit nochmal Leute das sehen können, weil ich natürlich weiterhin euch irgendwie mitnehmen möchte auf meine Reise übers Jahr. Sind auch mehrere Videos geplant, aber damit ich das so fortführen kann, hilft es natürlich, wenn das auch so viele Leute wie möglich sehen, damit ich dann Leute davon überzeugen kann, mir Geld zu geben, damit ich diese Sachen produzieren kann. Von daher, schaut da gerne mal vorbei. Jetzt kommen wir aber zum Gast des heutigen Tages. Und zwar ist das der Mads Würtz Schmidt. Mads war jetzt hier schon einmal zu Gast letztes Jahr vor The Hills. Da haben wir so ein bisschen über seinen Weg von der Straße zum Gravelsport berichtet und wie es ihm so ergangen ist, warum es auf der Straße zum Teil nicht so richtig funktioniert hat. Hört da gerne auch noch mal rein, weil man muss schon wissen, dass er auf der Straße auch ein zu einem der größten Talente gezählt hat, konnte da zum Teil nicht so richtig die Erwartungen erfüllen. Hat sich dann jetzt auch entschieden, in den Gravel-Bereich hinzuwechseln. Und ich habe jetzt quasi mit ihm so ein kleines Update-Gespräch geführt. Er hat ja zum Jahresende das Team gewechselt, ist zum Specialized Offroad-Team gewechselt mit Mads Würtz und Keegan Swenson, also quasi das Superteam im Gravel. Und war einfach interessant zu hören, was so seine Beweggründe waren, was so seine Ziele sind und wie es ihm über das restliche Jahr so ergangen ist, weil er dann doch noch sehr erfolgreich unterwegs war. Er ist unter anderem Europameister geworden, hat einige UCI-Rennen gewonnen. Und gehört mittlerweile einfach zu den, ich würde sagen, 3-4 Top-Fahrern, die wir im Gravel-Bereich haben. Und war ein schönes Gespräch. Ich mag Mads und unterhalte mich gerne mit ihm. Bevor wir aber zum Gespräch mit Mads kommen, möchte ich euch gerne den Partner der heutigen Folge vorstellen. Und das ist Abus. Abus ist schon seit mehreren Jahren an meiner Seite. Unter anderem auch, als ich 2016 bei der Tour das Spectacle tragen konnte, war ich schon mit einem Abus-Helm unterwegs. Seit nunmehr 3 Jahren bin ich auch Abus-Athlet im Gravel-Bereich und habe in dem Zuge auch zusammen mit Abus einen Helm entwickelt. Und zwar ist das der Taipan. Der Taipan soll verschiedene Verwendungszwecke zusammenfügen. Einmal die Ansprüche, die ich als Profiathlet habe, an einen Performance-Helm, gleichzeitig aber auch die Leute abholen, die zum Beispiel Bikepacking-Trips machen, Events oder vielleicht auch einfach nur zur Arbeit commuten wollen. Oder die so wie ich einfach nur gesehen werden wollen im normalen Straßenverkehr. In der LED-Version wiegt der Helm nur 295 Gramm und kommt mit einem magnetischen, wiederaufladbaren Rücklicht, 180 Grad Sichtbarkeit, bis zu 35 Stunden Laufzeit und 4 Leuchtmodi. Perfekt für frühe Starts oder später Heimfahrten. Wichtig, es gibt den Helm auch ohne das Rücklicht. Das könnt ihr dann wiederum bei Bedarf auch einfach nachrüsten. Technisch ist der Helm natürlich auch sehr durchdacht. Es gibt die Anti-Cage-Struktur für hohe Stabilität bei großen Lüftöffnungen, das Zoom-Spin-System für den perfekten Sitz, Flow-Straps für sauberen Luftstrom, dazu die Brillenhalterung vorne, eine Zopföffnung und einen robusten Unterkantenschutz. Den Helm gibt es in 9 Farben und ist zu 100% made in Italy. Wenn ihr sehen wollt, welche Farben es alle gibt und weitere Infos zu den Helmen bekommen möchtet, dann geht gerne in die Shownotes, dort gibt es einen Link zu Abus und dem Helm. Nun aber zum Gespräch mit Mads. Hey Mads.
Hey Paul.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm very good. I had a nice recovery ride today. Turned out to be a sunny day and some nice temperature, so nice day. Not much to do.
Yeah, and you just said you had a couple of beers last night. Is that true?
Yes, I had a couple of beers and a pizza. It was the first junk food I've had for a while. So as enjoyable as it was to eat it, I felt pretty crappy afterwards and I couldn't fall asleep. But it was worth it.
So it wasn't an alcohol-free beer and it was not a gluten-free pizza?
No, it was the real deal.
Okay, nice. So we're just talking the day after Santaval, which you won. So where you won the first stage plus the GC. And first of all, congrats.
Thank you.
It seems that you had a pretty good winter. At least a winter where you haven't been sick.
I haven't. We were in Denmark over for almost 4 weeks in December, where the training was 2 steps forward, 2 steps back.
Mm.
I got a little sick 2 times, but I just took it easy.
But you're also a dad, which is normal to be sick then, I guess.
Yeah. And instead of powering through and get proper sick, I just slowed down a little bit so it wouldn't get worse. And then back here in Girona after New Year's, and then started the really hard work.
Yeah, nice. We're sitting down here mainly, just in general, it's nice to have a catch-up, but you also sent me one message and said, I have to, like the last year, we did a questionnaire like this or that, and then you said World Championships or Unbound, and then you sent me a message that I think I will choose that differently now. I would now go for Unbound. We're coming to that point later.
No, I said Unbound that time, didn't I?
No, I think you said World Championships, and we
no.
changed it to Unbound. No,
it's changed. It's UCI World Championships.
You changed it
Unbound.
that way around.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we'll come to that later.
Yeah.
And but let's just talk quickly about Santaval, which is now, when you listen to this, like a week ago. But still, it was the first proper European race. Of course, there were some other races in Europe, but the first big one. You came over here with your new team, Specialized Off-Road Racing, with Keegan Swenson and Mads Würtz. So everyone expected to see a big show. we kind of saw a big show, at least from you and Matt. And how was your first outing in the new team and with a teammate such as Matt Beers?
It was great. It was fun, and it's been they came over last week, so we've had some meetings and just getting to know each other. Spent some time at the team house. It's a really cool project, good structure. It's like a professional road team. Everything is in order. Like everyone knows what to do. Everyone have experience. The professionalism between the athletes is very good. So it's an environment that I really enjoy. Coming from World Tour for some years. So yeah, it's been good. Like really enjoy it, and then was looking forward to actually race with the guys. And we had a good race. I won the men's race, and Sophia, she won the women's race. So
that's true. Yeah, I forgot that.
So we had a good start to the season.
Yeah, and I mean, everyone was talking about like the big change in gravel now from like over the winter, where a lot of teams just like suddenly appeared. Like I was at a team presentation for Santaval, and I expected to have like a few proper teams, but like almost everyone is now a team.
Yeah.
In a team, it feels like. And I thought like, those races is going to change now massively, and like how the dynamics and everything. Of course, it's the first race of the season, but I have to say it didn't change much to how it was last year. It's still about the legs. Yeah. And if you as a team, you don't have enough strong guys or girls in the team, you can't make any difference anyway, because you're going to get dropped. So,
exactly. Yeah. We also talked about this, that there's been some chatter about, now Specialized will have this team and blah, blah, blah. But there are so many teams. But in the end, I was on a podcast with Payson, and we also talked about this, especially when you race in Europe. Like, I don't know how many times I did a race and I thought, it would be nice to have a teammate here. I think stage 2 of Santaval was the first time I actually thought, it's great to have a teammate here. Otherwise, when racing in Europe, it's so technical. Climbing, like it's all about the legs. If you have the legs, you will be there. And the way that many of these courses are, a teammate won't make much difference to you.
Yeah. I mean, I guess when you guys are not there on the start line, like maybe also have a few individual really strong guys are not there, then teams can have again an impact, because then it's more equal.
Yeah.
But at the moment, like when you are there and some other not kind of newcomers, but like young guys who are coming now into the sport and already show that they're really strong, and also Romain Bardet, for example, if they're there, they just make it so hard that either you can hang on or not, and it's most likely that not all of your teammates can hang on.
Yeah.
If they're not in Specialized. And so therefore I don't think we will see so much of an impact just yet, but I'm also curious how it will evolve. But yeah, so you just mentioned
the big thing for that is Unbound. That is a race where you can benefit from with having teammates. But it's still, you can't predict how it's going to unfold, even though teams are coming there, and maybe some teams will apply like real tactics and have domestiques and stuff like this, but it's still 320K.
Yeah.
And I can't predict how that race is going to be.
Yeah, it's true. But so you won Santaval, and you mentioned already last day with Matt BS. I mean, I was also racing. I was racing, but I don't know. I didn't feel I was really part of the race. I was just trying to follow. And especially like the second day, what Matt did there. I mean, you looked all the time in control, but Matt was like unbelievable.
Yeah.
He was like literally just riding the front, and I mean, I was one of the guys. We were just getting dropped on like position 10.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't sprint fast enough out of a corner after like a fucking steep climb, and Matt just sitting there, and that was really, really impressive, I have to say. And we all know how strong he is, especially in such way of racing. But I was really impressed, I have to say.
No, it was great. Like, I sat in his wheel and I was comfortable the whole stage.
Yeah.
And when it got too steep and too punchy for him, then I could defend, and then I would just wait for him to come back and set his pace. It was. He really did insane job. Like, and the numbers this big guy he pushes, like for him it's normal numbers, but for the rest of us, we're like, it just sounds absurd to say that you had 400 average for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
But for him, that's only zone 3.
And that's the thing I said before we started to record. Like his threshold is higher than most guys do for 5 minutes, kinda.
But when you look at it in watts per kilo, it's more normalized, and also he needs to push a lot of wind.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
but he's definitely a really good teammate to have.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw it last year in the US at a few races where he kind of was working with Keegan, even though Keegan wasn't in his team, but I think they were helping each other, let's say it that way.
Yeah.
And that's definitely a big benefit to have such a guy like him in the team, especially for you. I mean, you're more a tactical racer. You can read the race more than he does. He likes to push.
I was a rider and a sports director this weekend. Yeah.
I mean, I saw you waving around. I felt like, all right, we are back in road racing, where the captain's waving his hand.
Yeah.
That the worker has to come to the front.
Yeah. No, it was good. I really enjoyed it. It was, at least for me, it was a fun stage, just to show the colors, show that we're there, where everyone expected us to be, and that we could deliver what was expected of us, both from the outside, but also from the team, that we started with a bang.
Yeah, and also I guess you have probably also the biggest budget in whole gravel for like just a few riders you are. I think you could combine a few gravel teams which are out there now.
I would also, if we didn't win these races, I think it would have been a massive disappointment, because we really have a good structure in the team. We've been having a cook to cook for us. Well, I've been staying home, so I did all of that myself. But massages, 3 mechanics for 6 riders, sports physician, and then the cook, and everything's just been top professional. So we needed to win.
Yeah. What is interesting from the outside is that so I don't want to praise here Specialized or anything, but like I'm just an observer from the outside, especially on social media, and there are few teams and companies who came in with their teams with like a big bang. I made like a lot of noise and like also the communication afterwards and so on. And it's interesting to see that actually the team who probably spends by far the most on the team is the one which is the quietest in a way of like how to express themselves on social media. I mean, in this case, Specialized or like your team is definitely quieter than others.
Yeah.
And just everything around it is quieter. Also at the starting area, of course, you had your setup. Other setups were bigger and so on. It's interesting to see, really, I have to say. But then the class in your team also on the women's side is like just superb to them from everyone else. So that's like,
Yeah, we took the parking spot behind everything.
We
were.
I could see that you guys just wanted to be not alone, but like have it quiet and just do your stuff.
Yeah.
Just perform and then go home again.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see that's a different approach to other teams where it's more about this telling a story, hoping to get also results.
Yeah.
And you're definitely more there for like the result than the story.
We are there to really win the races. That's true. Yeah.
I mean, we come to that later because I'm also interested like on like how the structure actually is inside and how big the pressure is and so on. But last time we spoke last year in March, just before the hills, which you couldn't race because I think your frame broke on the flight to...
Yeah, on the flight there.
Yeah, so you couldn't start. But from then on, you had a pretty good season. You won a few UCI races. Then you became European gravel champion. Finally, someone who actually is doing gravel racing and wears the jersey, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
And then you signed like, I guess, a quite decent contract with Specialized. So like, how was your last year and how did everything develop from like racing with Pass and then going to like now Specialized?
Well, pretty early on, we knew that Specialized were going to make a team. And they were, because I had a good run in Europe, they were interested quite quickly. And I was also super interested in this. I really love the bike. I love the whole package that Specialized they deliver. And then I think it was after Traka, it became more more real talk, and I met with them over in Kansas. And from there on, it was pretty much just a bit of negotiation. And then I think in August I signed the contract. And yeah, it was pretty straightforward.
So you never really considered to stay with Power Racing because you...
I had meetings with them and we discussed it, but there was nothing that could match what Specialized they came with, both on the financial side, but also this like professional structure. And again, I didn't want to, in Power Racing, we're still a kind of privateer. And I really didn't want to have that many sponsors. Like then I would have a bike sponsor, wheel sponsor, tire sponsor, all kinds of stuff. I'd rather have as much as possible in one package because then I can care about what I really care about, and that is to perform at the races. Like I see these horror examples of, for example, a Traka week. You have sponsor commitments every single day. You have to be in the expo for a certain amount of hours.
By the way, I find still until this day, even though sponsors maybe listen here, totally stupid that like the same with Unbound, before the most important races of the season, you actually have to spend the most time doing stuff for sponsors, which is like
you're on your feet the whole day,
should be. Yeah.
and that is not really beneficial for good performance on race day, especially these two races where you really need to be 100% to be able to like just to have a chance to race the final. So I was pretty quick to decide and go with this. So yeah, it was not a stressful time at all. It came pretty easy. So that was nice, and I had good relationship with Scott, who's the boss of the off-road side. Fiona, who's managing the team, she was on maternal leave. So he took over, and we had good communications. And from the very beginning, we've been, having a good bond between us. And yeah, I really like how it all played out.
Yeah, like in Payson's podcast, you said you kind of went into like a depth to cover the last season. So like financially, you made quite a few sacrifices. I mean, before you ran the world tour. Now the World Tour salaries are also better than they used to be at my times, but like, I guess you were quite well off there, but then you had to invest a bit of your own money to be a privateer last year. Where you, how to put it, did it touch you like to actually have to put in money to be a professional athlete and not earning money? Or was it for you like a year of investment and you were hoping that you're coming out at the end on the top and say, all right, I get a big contract like you did now with Specialized?
It was we thought of it as an investment in myself. But of course, it was nerve-wracking to start the season and not know what was going to happen. I could have punctured and had bad luck in half of my races, and then I probably wouldn't be sitting here. Fortunately, it all turned out very good, and it was worth it to make that, like to take that risk. It was because we couldn't afford to do one more year like that. It was like make it or break it year. But then the season started, and suddenly, like I found out I was pretty good at this, and then confidence grew, and we could see there was a future of me staying a professional cyclist, at least for a few more years. So, but yeah, it was. We had many thoughts about it when we made the switch, and yeah, it wasn't difficult like decision, but there were so many uncertainties in it, and luckily the season started out well, and I could grow from there and have a great season. So quite quickly, as confidence grew, the the worries and the doubts, they disappeared, and we just continued to like build and get stronger and get better and try to win more races. And then finally, when I signed the contract, it was a big, like, some rocks fell off my shoulders. I was more relaxed and just enjoyed it.
How many years signed you for? How many years?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
And did you read the blog from Würtz? He wrote, I think,
about Santaval.
I think after the first stage he did.
Yeah, I wrote it. Oh, I read it. Yeah.
I read it as well. And it's like really interesting. I tried to put the link in the description of the podcast because it's like a really nice read. And there he said like he was trying to be still as professional, or not as professional, but like trying to train as much as he did as a road rider, but then realized he can't because suddenly he has to do everything by himself, like cleaning the bike, like all the shit you have to do as a privateer. So you had to do the same last year. Did you also thought that you could do the same training and then had to realize, I have to change actually quite a lot?
No, I didn't feel the change that much because we had good support in pod racing. I didn't have to book flights. I didn't have to organize a bunch of stuff. Like my sponsors were outside of the cycling industry, so they didn't demand that much from me either. So that made it a lot easier to actually just stay focused on the training and on the cycling itself. In the Traka week, we only had to do one media day with pod racing, and then I had nothing else.
Okay.
Unbound, we didn't have anything, I think.
So actually, you really never dipped in like the 100% privateer kind of water.
Luckily, I didn't try that. So it was. I was living as a professional, and I could do all the training that was necessary to get to the level where I was and where I am. So it wasn't difficult for me because as said, I didn't have so many sponsor obligations.
Yeah. How old are you now?
I'm turning 32 in 4 or 5 weeks.
Are you also March then?
Yeah.
Which day?
31st.
22nd.
Yeah.
Nice. With the exception, I turned 40. I'm not 32. But so like you signed a contract and you won the European Championships afterwards. And you said, so like, because I want to come to the point, like what motivates you? Because I remember, I think yesterday at the start, I asked you which race you're going to do next year at Traka, or no, this year, I mean, if you do 200 or 360. I won't say the reason why you do 360, but what is motivating you? Like, why you getting up every day? I mean, you now European champion. Of course, you probably have some other goals like world championships and so on. But yeah,
I want to be the best, and I want to win the biggest races. That is what motivates me. Now, you brought up Traka. I won the Traka 200 last year, which, in my opinion, and I think in a lot of guys' opinion, is the most competitive race at the Traka. The depth of the field, the very, very aggressive racing, and it's still a long race. It's still 6 hours. It demands the demands to win that race is quite unique, quite high, and I can say this just because Tobias is a good friend of mine. He won the 360 and he was set up as the king of Traka, and that actually annoyed me a little bit because I felt what I did was pretty extraordinary. Of course, I won't take anything away from him because he did an incredible race. And
I think you both did a pretty good race. So,
yeah. So, but also to face a new challenge. If I didn't win the 200 last year, I would go back to the 200, but now I won it. So I want to try something else and see if I can beat Tobias on his home turf with plus 300K. And you know, it's another milestone. It's a difficult one. It takes some different training and some different preparation. And I like that new challenge. But I also want to prove that I can also win this one.
Okay, and where's then the end for you? It's like this distance of like, let's say 10 hours, or I mean, how long is?
I think it was 11 hours last
11
year,
hours,
but it's 35K shorter, so it's 335K.
Yeah.
I guess 33.5 is a reasonable average speed, so about
so
10
let's
hours.
say on 10 to 10 and a half hours. So it's that like where you say, all right, that's the maximum I actually want to do as an athlete, or is it in the future also something where you would like to expand even further, like going into different kind
Never
of
doing
things?
Badlands, no. Stuff like that. That is that's not something I'm gonna do. I feel like these races like Traka 335 now and Unbound, they're long races, but they're still highly competitive. It is an actual race. Like you need to be race smart as well, and you have the feeling that you're racing. I've never done Badlands or any of these ultra races, but I feel like it looks like it's just a really long bike ride.
Yeah, a really long hard bike ride.
Yeah,
not sleeping.
Yeah. Lots of respect for the guys.
Yeah, definitely.
It's insane.
It's a different,
but it's
thing.
It's not a race like what we are doing, where really try to drop each other and go way above the limit sometimes, as you do when we're racing here and going over climbs and go totally in the red zone to drop each other. I don't think ultra cyclists, they go in that much into the red. They need to be clever.
Yeah. When you just, I would like to talk about your training a bit in a few seconds, but like when you just mentioned dropping each other, I still remember to this day how we tried to get across and actually eventually went across at Unbound.
Unbound, yeah.
To the to the chasers of the two guys in front, and
I heard your podcast afterwards, and I realized that I didn't realize at the time that the guys, they didn't even see you.
No, they didn't realize because by the time it's like, I mean, I told the story so many times, but like it's still for me like just like a joke. I made it there, but no one realized I was there because as soon as we came across to like the chasers fighting for third place, you attacked, and I got straight away dropped because I was fucked as hell. And also there was like a day where I realized, fucking hell, like I saw my numbers after like, I don't know, we raced for 7 hours and then we attacked and tried to go across.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it was around 200K, wasn't it? We had done 200K, something like that.
Yeah. And then I was like, man, like I can't sustain it. And he was just like kept pushing and pushing. I was like, that was really hell. I felt good until then.
Yeah.
And then suddenly not anymore. It was just like, I never went so much over the edge because afterwards I was, for 1 hour, I was, if I would have walked, it would have been faster. It felt that slow.
Yeah.
But I will remember that day quite a long time. And I hope I learned from that.
I thought it was perfect because I thought you were fresh, like as fresh as one can be after 200K. But like, because I had already been away one time on my own. I was like, it's too far alone. I just need one guy with me, just one guy, so I can recover a little bit. And then you came across, and I was like, damn, perfect.
I mean, we made it.
Yeah.
But for you, the race went on. For me, it was over.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes you have to try. But it was crazy. And it's also like, I realized it's just like I think I'm a quite decent bike rider, but like there's just some guys out there like you and some other guys on the top days. It's just like, they're a little bit above that. And it's like, you should try not to burn yourself there.
Yeah.
So I will not do that again. Like, if the chance comes up to go with you after 6 hours alone.
No, you should come.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do a turn. But yeah, that was quite an experience.
And then we raced in Blåvand in Denmark 3 weeks later.
Man, but there, Danish UCI race, where like to this day, and also like, I mean, I did a pretty good day. I was then riding for like quite a long time alone and defended myself against the guys chasing me. But you just like dropped me off the rear on like a fucking crosswind.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, we have to say we couldn't ride really in a slipstream because it was
it was funny. The wind was coming from the right, and the best place to ride was on the right side.
Yeah.
So if the road was good, you could just sit in the slipstream. But there was one track all the way to the right that was good. And if you wanted to sit in the slipstream, you would be in loose gravel and push even harder numbers.
So I had to ride behind you. I saw the whole time like 500 watts per hour. And then I thought, like, seriously, he has to slow down at one point. He has to slow down. He can't keep doing it. And then you look back and then you pushed even harder. And then I was like, really, I wasn't 100% maxed out at that moment when I got dropped, but I was like, you fucked me in my head because you look back and you just pushed a bit harder.
Yeah.
And I had Magnus in my rear, and
he came around you then.
He came then around me, but he had a bit of slipstream.
Yeah, but he was shouting at me to wait for him.
Yeah, and I'm like, fuck my life. Like, what? I was happy you guys were gone. Huh?
Yeah.
I was really happy, so I could do
I know that feeling.
I could do my own stuff. Yeah. I was really happy to be alone then. Yeah. It was really hard. But yeah, coming to your training, I mean, we sometimes text on Instagram, and you said some guys are already training really, really hard and a lot, and I haven't done that much yet. And then, we came to Santa Vala, and you obviously did do your homework.
Yeah, of course.
But how did your training look like until now?
I started training. I took 2 weeks completely off after the season. Then I started doing some gym work in the 3rd week, and then I started riding a little bit. But the riding was like all the way through November and December. Just go out, do a few efforts, like stress the systems
You did pretty early on already VO2 max efforts and so on. No?
Yeah. Like we did VO2 max almost from the beginning, once every 7 to 10 days, to not lose it all. And then, but there it was not more than 2 to 3 hours. We didn't want to push on too much because when you start training in November, it's still, you have all November, December, January, February, March, April. So we have 6 months until Traka and 7 months until Unbound. So it's really no stress for me to do big rides. Like I'll go to Gran Canaria for training camp, like a lot of guys, they also did. And we just went out, did some efforts to train what we want to train, and then go back home. No junk miles, and just be effective. And then got back to Girona in January, and then we did a big VO2 max block, just to get race ready. And now the focus is going to be more endurance. But I didn't go 100% into the training and all, like what it requires to be a professional athlete at top level until start of January. I was calm and I enjoyed Christmas for once in many years. I wasn't stressed about anything. I ate what I wanted to eat and just had a good time with my family. And then the real work started in the beginning of January. I think I was doing between 50 and 60 hours in December, so nothing crazy. And this in January around 80 or something. So, but we don't really do these big epic rides. We focus on quality every day. But I will say I have structure in my training more or less every single day, unless it's a recovery day. So I really do a lot of efforts.
Yeah, you're also already doing a lot of heat training, huh?
I did for the first time in my career. I did a full protocol of heat training for 5-6 weeks, with 5 to 6 sessions a week.
Imagine that. I mean, I know how that is. I did now like 2.5 weeks or 3 times a week, and I hate it. I mean, I'm used to it now from like the last years. I did it a few times, but I hate it. I hate that this came into cycling, and that is something you kind of have to do now. It's not like, okay, you don't need to do it, but it comes with, like, it has a benefit. So it's something which actually has a huge benefit if you do it properly.
And I will slow it down a little bit now and then do it again later. But it was an eye opener to me to see how much it actually did for me. When you look at the heart rate and how you can stay low and recover better when you are training, like doing these VO2 max days, that in between the efforts, your heart rate actually drops a lot. which means you're recovering really, really well. So yeah, it is a big thing, and you see everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
So I think if you don't do it, you will fall behind.
It's the same with like altitude. I mean, luckily in gravel it's not such a big thing yet. It's also not easy anymore to do altitude training camp because everything's booked out everywhere where you kind of have to go. I mean, I guess some guys have tents at home. I don't know if you have an altitude tent or something.
I had one, but I sold it because
Yeah. So, but it's interesting because my approach was the opposite. We did like a lot of volume, and because I always struggle with like illnesses and so on this time around, and we try to like build a good base and have like a healthy body.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start now with like the race efforts and VO2 max. So I also know why I felt and sort of how I felt, because if you don't do high intensity, you're gonna feel shit when you do high intensity.
Yeah.
But it's just curious to see the different approaches, and also I guess I'm amazed. I mean, let's say that way. In the race, a few guys came to me and said, "All right, it's February. If the guys are already fit now, they won't be fit in Traka." I'm like, that time is gone. It's like if they're fit now, like they're maybe not adding another 10%, but it most certainly will add something.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, someone like you, I guess you have been on the limit maybe in the first day when you had to chase back the first group.
Yeah.
When you had the time gap, but like the second day for you probably were not on the limit.
No.
But most of us behind you were on the limit. So yeah, I guess you have nothing to worry about at the moment, really. So
no, I will say that it took a lot of stress away being this good already. But now we also need to be clever, not to overdo it. I have a very good coach, so he will manage everything. But it's not that we need to go, like last year, I came into the season with almost no training from mid-December until end of January, where I have Tobias, he's coming next week, and we're going to do a training camp here, where last year we were like, we need to do a big training camp. Like, I think we did 29 hours in 5 days of training, like really big days, just to have that overload, like calculated overload. And I texted my coach after Santaval, and I was like, I don't think I need to do 30 hours with Tobias again. And he agreed. So like now we're going to focus on what is required for Traka and Unbound, like these long distance races, but we are going to do it how we think is smart, and not to go too hard, not to kill it, because the shape is good. So now we need to manage it. And then as we get closer to Traka, do that a little bit of extra that's needed to really get to top fitness. But yeah, as of now, things are very good. So it's not like we need to push much more.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the podcast, we said the reason why we're also here is because you said, I want to change your mind about like gravel worlds or Unbound. And you say now gravel worlds is important for you. Is it also your goal to win everything in 1 year? So like I don't know, let's say winning Traka 360, Unbound, and the World Championships in 1 year. Because in like endurance racing, there's like this holy trinity. You know, you have like to divide Badlands. They're definitely like these 2 or 3 events. You kind of want to win it. Like, is it for you also like the goal to have like these 3 big wins in like a year?
I don't think about it like that. I just think about it as 3 standout events, races where, of course I want to try and win all of them. Not because it sounds cool that I did it all in 1 year, but they are the biggest races of the gravel calendar. And I think I have a chance of winning all of them. I also think I had a good chance at World Championships last year. I fucked that up.
What happened there?
First of all, I raced really stupid.
Yeah, man, I have to agree. Yeah. I mean, I was sitting like 10th and I saw you all the time at the front, and then you were gone. Then Magnus Baklaris, Magnus, did the same. I was like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah, my idea was to try and get in a breakaway, and I just missed out on the right one. So I kept chasing that breakaway and forgot to race smart, because in the end you could sit in position 40 on that course and be comfortable without stress, and you could, if you had the legs in the end, you would still end up with a good result. But I fucked myself, and I had a stupid puncture. Was side cut.
Side cut.
I couldn't fix it properly, and then I used one plug, and then I used two, and
side cuts are usually game over. Yeah.
CO2, and then I was out of CO2 canisters, and I got to the feed zone where I had wheels, but they said I was 8 minutes behind, and I was like, fuck it. Ended my season like that. So lesson learned, and now I'm really looking forward to World Championships this year in Australia.
Yeah. So you kind of have unfinished business.
Yeah, I think I have a chance, as long as Van der Poel and Pogacar, they don't show up.
I mean, timing wise it could work out, but it's also like pain to get there. Yeah. I guess for them it's not so much pain, because they have the financial backing
private jets or first class
to come there really comfortable.
Yeah.
But do you hear any rumors that they want to come?
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
I see it very unlikely that a lot of road pros, they're going to come, because the season is still on. And unless you are a guy like Vermeersch who can really win it, why would a road team pay their riders to go to the other side of the world for this race, while there's still Paris Tours, there's Lombardia, there are still some Italian classics, there's plenty of racing going on still. But we'll see. I'm curious to see if anyone is coming, but I still believe that I have a shot.
So you will, if you could just win one of them, Unbound or Worlds, you will take the World
Championships.
Is it because you know how the experience now is riding with the European Championship jersey? I know you've been already world champion at the under 23, under 23 in time trial, but it's different. You can't wear the jersey all the time, or you don't wear it all the time. You usually turn pro afterwards, so it's not like you showed. Is it that also because you realize, it's actually something special?
Well, it is special because you can call yourself the best in the world. On that specific day, you will be, if you win the race, you will be the best in the world. And that is pretty special to feel.
Yeah.
Of course, just because you win that one race, you will not be the best in the world every single race you do. But on that specific day, you were the best in the world at something, which is pretty special. I've tried it 2 times before as a junior and U23. And it is special. Same with the national championships and of course European championships, that you win something that is a bit more extraordinary than Traka Unbound, where you were the best that race that day. But when it's called when it's a championship and you can get to wear something with pride afterwards, that is something special.
Yeah. Last question: how will your season look like until Unbound now?
I do Castellón next week, so I guess yesterday when this podcast
3 days ago, I did it then as well. Yeah.
Then I do Gravel Desert.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I go to Portugal before. The one is called 114.
It's also UCI race. Or?
UCI race.
Yeah.
I do that by the end of March. Then Gravel Desert and Traka, and then Unbound.
So you're not gonna do the hills, I guess. So no Gravel Earth Series.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm targeting Gravel Earth Series, but I skip the hills.
Oh, okay.
Because I like this build-up period to Traka and Unbound. I don't want too many races. Now I do weekend back-to-back with Santaval and Castellón, but I like to be able have a race and then somewhat around 3 weeks until the next race, so I can have a proper recovery and then 7 to 10 day good training block, add an extra layer, and then some taper into the race, and have a hopefully successful race, and then do it over again, and then hopefully comes Traka, and I'm at my best level.
Yeah. So Traka, we're not going to race against each other because I'm going to do the triangular, but I think Matt Beers and Keegan Swenson are doing it, so it's not like I'm missing your jersey there. But I hope if you take me for a ride, an unbound, that I don't get dropped this time.
No.
And also, we're going to race.
You just got to make the morning break, the early break.
Yeah, that won't happen again. We all know that.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Depends the organizer.
Depends the organizer, but I have to say, at Santa Val, there was also like shit situations with the bloody quad, and like
yes,
where, I mean, of course I will do the same, but where you guys like you and Matt like just went behind the thing and then you.
There's he's parking it across the.
Yeah,
road.
I saw that. Yeah, no. That's no against you. It's just like you can't do anything. Otherwise you have to brake. But he was just so close to you guys. I was like from the back. I was like. Oh, fuck off.
Because it was the same stage 1 in all the mud. And many times the motorbikes that were there for our safety, they were often more in the way than they were actually helping. And I will give credit to the organizer. They came straight to me after the race to ask, how was it? And they took my criticism and they spoke with more guys. But there were few occasions where they were too much in the way, and also had an impact on the racing.
Yeah, definitely. It's. I mean, when already the strongest guys get on slipstream from like.
But you still see this in the World Tour.
Just in general, that's stupid. That shouldn't happen. And I hope at one point, still also in my career, we will have races where we have proper road signs. We don't have to look at our dirty GPS with like mud in our eyes to find the right way. That will also be nice.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for the catch up, and see you on the weekend in Castellón.
Yes.
And I hope I can hang on longer than I did.
I think Romain Bardet is also racing. So just gotta. It's a lot of climbing down there. I haven't done it before. I've only seen the profile.
It doesn't make it better for me that Romain Bardet, there's a lot of climbing involved. But
so I think it's just the guy who hangs on to him the longest will get second, maybe.
That says the guy who is probably even stronger than Romain Bardet. But thanks for the chat.
Thanks.